Hey everybody, welcome to My Chamber TV. Oh my gosh, Gene, you've knocked it out of the park again. We are with the Tarpon Springs Chamber of Commerce, Gene Hungiville, the president, and we have the first guest.
Who are you?
Oh, I'm John. I'm just John. Don't worry about me. I'm good.
Yes.
But we'll talk about me later.
I tell you what, I brought you a guest that is right up your alley.
I know.
And her logo is making history easier to swallow.
Yes.
So
Okay.
I just have to say, so Wonder Thirsty, right, is the name of your company. Is it all about just the beers and taps, or can it be liquor too?
No, it's about beer, liquor, and wine.
Okay.
So Wander Thirsty is just us around town bringing communities together and drinking. So it doesn't matter what it is.
Drinking is awesome. Drinking is fundamental. It's fun to be mental.
But she makes it history so that you learn something. And I learn better when I'm drinking.
I do too. I count backwards too, so that's when I know I'm drunk. It's like look, I can drive 2019s. Nope, you
when
cannot.
Heather came in and was talking about her business, I'm looking at her going, really? Okay. And then I started looking at her website or her Facebook page and then talking to you about what you were doing and looking at all this stuff. Tell us, where did you get this idea?
Yeah.
It's really cool.
So I have been around Tarpon for a while, although I don't live here. But a lot of people you hear on a daily basis just talking with the community and the visitors, and they don't know that there's more to Tarpon than just the sponge docks or just the downtown. So I found there to be a giant disconnect, and I wanted to create something that brought both sides of Tarpon together and made us one community instead of two separate communities.
Okay. And
Chamber's been doing that for years.
cheers. Here we
Cheers.
go.
Right.
So what made you come up with the idea of having a drinking history tour? Because it is very unusual. I would not have thought of
You can
that.
make a show out of that. Oh, we meant they did already. Sorry.
So the idea really came after, after I was hearing everybody. I had started a run club as well in Tarpon Springs, and I was doing pub crawls with my run club so that we could support everybody.
Did you say run or
Run.
rent?
Run.
Okay.
Run.
Okay.
Yeah, you burn off the calories and you
Then you go
fill
put them back on.
You go fill them up again.
And with them, I support all the breweries that are in Tarpon Springs. So I would do pub crawls, and I was nominated actually for that Best of Bay Top 20.
Neat.
And I was like, well, this is silly for me not to do it in real life. And I said, how can I make it even better and kind of do everything I was looking for?
Right.
And so I said, well, this is it. We're going to do historic brewery tours. We're going to do pub crawls. We're going to do boozy ghost tours. But make sure there's history, and we keep what Tarpon is all about within that.
So the more you drink, the more ghosts you see, right?
Yeah.
Yes.
Oh, there was one. I think you're a ghost.
Scarier it
Boozy
is.
ghost tours. I play on.
And look, we got. She's got the divining rods. That's
Yeah.
that's serious stuff.
Tell me about these divining rods.
So when you use them, I'll pick them up here.
Don't put them next to me.
Don't put them next
I'm
to you.
possessed.
You're
It's okay.
possessed.
See, look, I'm telling you.
So you can do a couple of different things. It looks like we have some action here.
Well, see, I told you.
So when you hold them up, when they cross like this, it's sensing something, and I guess we had that conversation earlier.
Yeah, yep.
But it's sensing a little something, and then you can always ask them questions. So you can walk around, and if they're crossing, there's a spirit or some sort of energy
And
there.
you're not doing that. I'm
Yeah,
watching
nope.
your hands just stand.
I told you this place is haunted.
And
It's the mall. You know how many people died in the mall, and they won't admit to it. But I'm telling you, people died in this mall.
Let me see these things.
Then you can ask them questions.
Okay.
Like, are you?
See, the handles are.
Yeah, you can't manipulate
You can't
them.
manipulate them. So you just sit here and go, and let them do
And
what
let them do the thing. Well, it looks like we have a little bit of energy going on here.
I told you I'm possessed, honey. I'm possessed.
What does this mean? This is.
We have friends.
We have friends here.
Now, this one that's wandering
Well,
Thirsty,
wandering.
thirsty.
Hey, look, he wants the booze.
Now it's pointing you towards the liquor.
Towards John's
See, what you don't see we have a set over here that's got a full liquor bar. So,
Yeah.
oh yeah, see now they're drunk.
This,
Amazing. So, okay.
So it's pointing at ghosts, or it's
No, so when they cross is when you have that sense of energy or spirit, and then as you go, you can ask questions.
He likes
You
you
can do yes
a
or no
lot.
questions.
oh my goodness.
So
What?
So
This is
give
bizarre.
us an example of, okay, so do you do this, is this a daily thing or is it weekends only? Is it?
So our ghost tours are right now, they're Fridays
Yeah.
and Saturdays,
Okay.
but only on select dates.
Right.
So it's hard to do marketing and tours at the same time.
Hard to
so-
be the dude in charge,
It's hard
right?
to do it all.
Yeah, right.
Yes,
So I
I
have
think
a
we all know that
Yeah.
one.
I have a couple of events, so that takes away some dates. So there are select dates in October, and I'll actually keep this year round, so it'll be on select dates for that. Right now, we're looking at only Fridays and Saturdays for tours, historic brewery tours, boozy ghost tours,
Okay.
and then once a month there is a themed pub crawl.
Okay, all right.
So-
So walk us through it.
Yes. I was just-
That's what I want to
If
know.
I want to.
Do I need to
go-
bring my scooter? That's all I need to know.
No,
And
you
can
don't
I get a
bring your
DUI for that?
I don't
Probably
know.
can, because
Yeah,
it's a moving
yeah.
vehicle.
Yes, it's a moving
You can
vehicle.
actually get one walking. Unfortunately.
Oh my.
But we
I
do
hope this is
safe.
not the voice of experience.
No.
No.
My
Not me,
grandfather
never
was
convicted, never
was
convicted.
a police officer, so I know a little bit about the rules.
Okay.
So when you sign up, you'll sign up actually on my Facebook page. There is a link that
Okay.
takes you, and you go ahead and sign up. And right now, you have to sign each person up at one time, which kind of is meh, but
Working on
we'll
it,
get
yeah.
through that. We'll work through that.
I got a company that can help you, honey.
Oh, perfect. And then as you sign up, you get an email 24 hours before your tour that gives you all of your rules and what we're going to do and where we're going to be and our meeting location. You don't get that until 24 hours before.
Oh, smart.
So it's spooky, it's scary, it's exciting,
Right.
it's a whole thing. But it also allows me to judge what's happening that weekend. So say, for instance, one of the locations is having a band and I want you to end there, then I'm going to start at a location somewhere else and we'll end on that, and that brewery or distillery or a wine place, wherever we're looking to drink.
Okay.
But once we meet, you get a wristband, we go out and we walk. So a lot of people,
Get them steps in.
we are getting your steps in, but it's really only a mile from point A to point B on the from
Okay.
downtown to
Good
the docks.
rest stops and resuscitation
And-
in between.
By the time you're done, you're looking at about 3 miles, so it's not too bad. In most tours, you get up to like 5 miles.
Yeah.
after walking.
You
Yeah.
do, actually,
Yeah,
yes.
so it's a pretty convenient,
Yeah.
smaller
Well, it's
walking
Tarpon,
tour.
I mean,
Yeah.
you know.
It's
It's only so big.
So when you go from like pub to pub, I'll give like two frogs.
okay.
That's an historic building.
Yes, it is.
So do you talk about the history
Yep.
of that one?
So when we do the historic brewery tours, which are your daytime tours, you'll actually get the history of whatever location we're at. You'll know about the people. I have some of the breweries that have equipment on site that are there, and the owners will actually take you back and tell you a little bit about what they do.
Okay.
Nice.
And so we have that little bit of agreeance there. They'll come in just for the tour that I'm hosting that day. And so then not only will you learn about the breweries and the staff, but you'll also learn about the history along the way. So you have the Pinellas Trail.
Okay.
So there used to be the old railroad, and so you'll learn about that. And we do some fun stuff. Every time we hit it, we choo-choo.
Oh my, that's
no,
awesome.
I love it.
That's
It's a
great.
mandatory thing we choo-choo. So.
Okay, you got to choo-choo.
Oh my
gotta
gosh.
choo-choo.
that is-
Yeah.
So when you go to like Silver King, I know that's the old jail.
Yes.
City jail. That's got to be, like, those rods have got to go crazy.
Only if they killed them in there.
Only if they.
Only if they
It's not haunted, hopefully. Let's say hopefully.
there's-
Oh, we only got 45 seconds. So
Oh,
what's the?
oh my gosh.
I know it goes quick, doesn't it?
quick.
So what's the best way to get a hold of you?
Best way to get a hold of me is by my Facebook page. It's totally updated, or you can reach me by phone. I'm always available, and if I don't get to you right away, within 24 hours, I've gotten back to you.
What's your phone number?
727-203-6656.
And your Facebook page, I went on it, and it is really awesome.
Yeah, I'm excited.
Awesome. So stick around. We're going to talk about marketing when we come back.
I know, but look,
Marketing
this is a good idea how to market right here. Look at all the stuff.
I know. Look, it's all the stuff she's got on there.
Yes, yeah.
Oh my goodness. So go get yourself a glass of wine or a beer or a shot.
It's
we don't
all- it's
judge.
5 o'clock
Coffee,
somewhere.
tea somewhere. And we'll be right back after these wonderful messages. Hey, welcome back. And you know what? It's time to talk marketing.
Oh, but this is somebody who is from California and is a marketing genius.
Everybody just turned it off. No, I'm just kidding. No, we love Florida. No, I love
That
California.
was not nice.
Oh, I love California. I know. You want John?
Well, it's John.
I love California, and I'll tell you why I love California, because you can ski and go to the beach in the same day.
Yes, you can. Yes, you can.
Or see the desert.
Who wants to go?
Well, some people.
Let
Not
me
me.
introduce you
Let's
to
introduce this young lady.
Patricia Marquez,
Marketing specialist.
PDM Creative. She is a brand
Beautiful.
new chamber member.
Ooh.
You talk about, I
New.
sat across from her at breakfast one morning, and it was like chat, 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 chat. I said, you have to come on the show.
Yeah, I like people that can talk.
Yes, it's
I
great.
can talk.
I like it. Well, let's
Okay.
talk about it. Let's talk about what you do.
Well, I'm in marketing and brand management.
Okay.
And that's what we do at PDM Creative. And I actually went with creative because it's not just marketing. You know, you kind of, when you're in this field, you got to be pretty nimble,
You
pretty
do.
flexible.
Right? You got to bet a zig and zag all the time.
And that's a good way to put it, nimble.
Yep.
Yes.
Yeah, you got to jump around and whatever your
Pivot.
clients need. Right, pivot. You know, clients need to find a way to get their name out there in whatever way
Yep.
they can and let people know what services they're offering. And really what I tell my clients is your brand and your reputation is the quality of your service. It's who you are as a person. It's how
yeah.
you leave people feeling about you. So that's what we do at PDM Creative.
So you like purple?
Yeah, you think?
I love purple's awesome. I'm like,
You know, that's a great backdrop for you, too. Purple.
look at that.
I know.
You have a halo of
You
purple.
have a P over your head.
Everybody knows I am not an angel.
Yeah, well. You're just, it's almost Halloween, actually. We've got some Halloween decorations, so.
So now, I'm going to say, I love the signs.
Thank you.
And you did these and had them printed up by a good local company.
Right.
And so, do you take them from concept to completion?
I do, yeah. And you know, sometimes, hopefully they're working with me.
Right.
Not always, but that's something that I can help my clients with too. If I'm not the right fit for you, I know who to connect you with.
Right. Nice.
Yeah, right. And that's what we want to do, right? We want to see all of our local businesses grow. That's why I'm a part of the chamber.
Right.
We want to see our economy doing well. We want to see people having jobs. We want to see business flourish. So, for instance, one of the services I offer is helping businesses with their interior design or their organization.
Right.
Because I believe that
That is so unusual. And when I saw that on your website, I made a note here to ask you about that. So
Yeah.
yes, please talk
it's an
about that.
unconventional service.
It is.
Right?
is.
Right. It's but I believe it's part of your brand management. If your customer walks into your office and it looks shabby, they're going to go, "Ooh, I don't know if you're so good at
Right.
your job because this looks a little tacky." So I've always felt that your office and the space that you surround yourself with should look really sharp. And so that's one of the services that when I started my business, I said, I'm going to help people make sure that their space looks good.
Well, welcome to my brain.
Your space is awesome. You all
It's
can't see it, but
my
it's
brain.
amazing.
Yeah.
It's
Yes.
awesome.
So let everybody know at home, this is not something, and this is, we were talking earlier, and this is not her first rodeo.
I know.
She's been marketing. I love it. I love it when people have been in the world for a long time.
I have.
And you have. Well, that's a good thing, because it's not like you made a post on social media and it went, and you had that one lucky viral hit. So now you're becoming a marketing specialist. No, you've actually done
Yes.
this.
I have, yeah, I've put in the hard work for
Right.
sure.
That was the thing when I first met you. I thought, okay, another marketing company, because we have several. But when I sat across the table from you at breakfast, it was like, I have got to have you on the show. Just because you're so grounded, you're so sensible, but you're so creative.
Thank you.
And
I
it comes
appreciate that.
across just with conversation. You're the real deal.
Thank
Yeah.
you. I appreciate that.
So your branding is out there by your persona. Think about that.
Yeah, well, hey, that means I'm practicing what I preach, so that's a good thing. You mentioned coming from California.
Cali. Are you what now, are you SoCal or NorCal?
So actually, it's kind of Central California.
Mid-Cal.
From the Central Valley, where
Are you a Valley girl?
yeah, yes, I am. We're
That's
actually.
hence the purple hair.
There you go. We're actually considered Southern California, but
Okay.
the place where I come from, it's really a place where it's oil and agriculture. It's people who are really salt of the earth type people, and I think that's where my work ethic came from, and that's where my passion for helping others
Right.
came from. And so, one of the things that I do at my business is nonprofits always get a discounted rate.
Wow.
And that's really important to me, is to make sure nonprofits are doing well. I want to work with small businesses. So when small businesses call me, I'm always like, let's chat. There's no fee to talk. I want to help you. It's important to me to see people do well, and that's something that was ingrained in me from the community I grew up in. So, see, California isn't so
Oh,
bad.
honey, I'm just that way. I love California. I really do love it.
But people broad stroke it because
They
they
do.
don't understand
They do.
that there's more than just SoCal and NoCal.
Right.
But I'll tell you what, Florida has been wonderful.
Until last week.
So, well, that's been a little rough.
That was an oops.
That's been a little
Oh,
rough.
that's
And
been a long time coming, unfortunately.
And trust me, I've already sent out links to all my family back in California. They've been hitting me up. Who can I send donations to?
Oh,
How
nice.
can we help?
Right.
My family has just been so sweet that way. So
Oh, nice.
yeah,
Nice.
sending lots of thoughts and prayers and even funds to.
So let's talk about, if I'm a customer and I'm watching this, or I'm watching this, right, a viewer, and I'm like, you know what, I need help. Where do we start?
Well, you hit me up on my website,
Okay.
pdmcreative.com. Any one of my social media platforms, look for PDM Creative, and you can see some, my website. You can see some of the stuff that I do there, some past projects. You can kind of get a feel for who I am and my personality and see like, hey, that's not such an intimidating thing.
Right.
Because sometimes it can be scary. I always say, I'm not a marketing agency. I'm not a marketing firm.
Right.
I'm just a business partner with you. And we'll sit down and we'll chat. You can even book an appointment on my website.
That's nice.
Yeah.
Right.
And so we'll just talk. We will see, do you know what you need? Maybe you don't. Let's talk about who you think your audience might be.
And that's where most people are. I have found that they don't know.
Right.
And you need to have that conversation to pull out of them, right?
Yep, absolutely. And it's okay not to know. It
Yeah.
is okay. There are people who can help you, guide you, and find out what it is that you need.
You okay there?
I'm sorry.
My goodness.
That's okay.
Allergies. One of the things that I pulled off your website that I loved was telling meaningful visual stories for hardworking people is our passion. That just sort of sums it all up.
Thank you. Yeah, I, watching my parents who were very hardworking people and my family who are entrepreneurs themselves, it's that kind of seeing that hardworking spirit and knowing that all small businesses are that.
Right.
Everyone's just kind of nose to the grindstone going, and you get lost in the administration so often and kind of checking the boxes and going to the meetings. And so my hope is that I can take that kind of pressure off of the small businesses and handle this part of it for them so that they can keep doing what they do, whether that's offering a service, making a widget, whatever that may be. You keep doing that because that's what you're excited about, and I'll handle that other stuff that's a little more.
And that's the thing that's important, is because if you're a doctor and you are in a private practice, you know what you're doing, but how do you get the word out?
Right, yeah, exactly. And I can help providers to get the word out, physicians, healthcare practices, I can help retail, I can help attorneys, I can help, anybody really. And it's just a matter of sitting down and chatting and talking about what your needs might be, who your audience is, and what you think they might need. Really, the goal is for any marketing person is to put yourself in the shoes of the customer or the consumer and say, what do they need? That is so accurate,
yes. And a lot of times people, and you were saying this, people who have very little experience, they have a one-hit wonder on Facebook.
Yeah.
And you've got, 16 years worth of experience. That speaks volumes right there. And so they don't get it.
You're not a one-hit wonder.
No.
Thank God. There's so. Am I wrong? I mean, there's so many of them out there.
There are, yeah, and there's something to be said for going viral. It's certainly not easy to do, and sometimes there is that one-off. But 16 years in this industry, and I've worked with teeny tiny nonprofits where there were just a few people in the office, and I've worked with multi-million-dollar corporations. I've always been a full-time employee of a business, and I decided we're going to Florida, we're going to do this thing, let's go out on my own.
So you came to Florida to just start over, you brought your brand with you.
That's
and
awesome.
Well, and the brand of Florida is that it's a wonderful place to rebrand yourself and be free and go for it.
Yep,
so that's
exactly.
what I decided to do.
Great job. Well, look, if you're looking for a rebrand or a new brand, this is a young lady you need to call. Give her a call.
Brush up on your brand.
We all need to brush up on the brands. I'm just saying. Exactly. So hey, look, we got mortgages coming up. If I'm correct.
Yes, we do.
Oh my goodness! And what a world. We'll be right back after these messages. Hey, welcome back, everybody. We're going to talk mortgages.
I know. You need to quit making me laugh before we
No way. I want everybody to come in and just, we're having a good old time.
I know. You're just so funny.
Well, yeah, I'm really funny. We have Richard Lightle from Infinity Wholesale Mortgages. Oh, my. I'm losing track. Now, I say that wholesale's a different world.
It is.
It's not like the normal mortgage person out there.
Yeah, no, it's a whole different space. But what I'd kind of like to address first is kind of the big elephant in the room.
Yep.
Because everybody's looking at me going, why?
Yeah.
Maybe I should be saying welcome to Walmart. I don't know. But when you look at the mortgage space right now, if you look at data from August, last August here, and you look at Pinellas and Pasco County, which is where we're at, right? We're looking at about 2,000 homes on the market in each county, all right? That represents about a 40% increase here in Pinellas and about 120% increase in Pasco County. So you're thinking, God, there's a lot more homes on the market. Mm-hmm. Then you think in terms of, well, what's sold in August?
Right.
About 1,000 homes in each county,
right.
okay? That's about a 17% decrease in Pinellas and a 14% decrease in Pasco.
Yeah, and
so
they're sitting for a couple weeks rather than just flying off the shelf.
absolutely, absolutely. So you start looking at that. Then you look at the fact that interest rates are going up, and the Fed has come out and said, we're probably going to do it again just because it's fun. Let's do it one more time. All right. And so the interest rates are going up, and you think, oh my God, what am I doing in the mortgage business? Or is it a good time to buy? And the answer is, yeah, it is.
Yeah,
Yeah,
absolutely.
And what's interesting about that is most people don't think in terms of mortgages. They don't understand that the mortgage business isn't about lending you money. It's not about giving you a big check, a $450,000 check for a home. It's about the rotation of cash. And a vast majority of people look at me and go, what is this guy talking about?
Okay.
All right. So the reality is that when you think in terms of the mortgage business, you think in terms historically of banks. I can get a loan from my bank, and they do things really, really well.
Yeah.
I mean, they do lots of things really, really
Really
well.
well, yep.
But they have a menu that's like this. It's like going to a restaurant with a menu like that, right? And as long as you're ordering from the menu, you're good to go. All right, that's one way people have gotten mortgages in the past. Another way is to kind of pull back here to wholesale lenders. All right, there's a whole group of people out there that is the wholesale lending market, and they've got all kinds of opportunities and directions that you can go. And so, understanding, well, I always used to tell the kids, follow the money. Follow the money,
Right,
because
yes.
that'll tell you the story, what's really going on, right? So if you follow the money and you think in terms of, well, so a bank gives me $450,000 and I'm gonna put that in a 30-year mortgage, well, that doesn't make a lot of sense for the bank. All right, so what's happening, and wholesale lenders do the same thing, is what's happening is that they're packaging these mortgages together in bundles, in big bundles.
Yeah.
And it depends on what bank and what situation, but big bundles of money, and then they're reselling that bundle on the secondary market. And they're doing that with the Fed getting behind them to help them to do that.
Sure.
And the reason for that is to help promote sales of homes, people getting into homes,
Right.
which goes back all the way to the 2008 catastrophe that we had. But bottom line is you want to move the money. So what happens is then the bank gets its dollars back to relend to somebody else, and it makes its revenue off of putting out a new loan. Wholesale lenders work the same way, but banks have infrastructure, and they got a lot of things they're doing. All right, so you look at a bank, and they've got buildings, they've got people, they've got they've got shareholders, they've got all these different things that are drawing dollars into that are drawing money away from their coffers, right? And then you look at wholesale lenders, which tend to be a lot smaller, but it's still $1 billion business, and all they do is lend money for homes.
Okay.
All right, so now you start putting the pieces together, and you think $1 billion business with homes inventory going up and up and up, interest rates going up and up and up, that could be a catastrophe. But the reality is those businesses aren't going to go away. Some of them are going to hurt. I get that. All right, and most people, loan originators, which is what I do, when you talk about buying a home, you got a realtor, and that realtor is a person that's running around out there frantic trying to make things happen for you. And then there's the loan originator on the back end that's crunching the numbers and marrying you up with the bank or whoever to actually get you a check, right? Well, most loan originators, what they do is they've got their favorite go-tos. And they say, okay, these are the people that I like to lend with. And so what happens is you get these loan originators, and they're in the box, just like the bank.
Okay.
All right? That's what's different about us, is we shop for you.
Okay.
And knowing that in a world where there are less homes being sold, but billion-dollar businesses needing an influx of cash and a rotation of cash, that's the place we play.
Right.
And so we're able to go in and so, for example, I had a loan that closed last week. Family, three-member family, 9-year-old son in a 900 square foot apartment. Oh my God!
Oh,
I mean, they were going nuts.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And so this family, military vet, okay, he makes $170,000 a year as an inspector, right? And you think, well, geez, you could buy a home, that's no problem. But when COVID hit and his business moved him around, he took a hit financially,
Okay.
and his credit scores were low, and he came in at a credit score of about 587.
Oh,
and
dear.
and today, most banks are not touching anybody that's not at least a 640.
Yeah.
And so this guy just kept hearing nope, 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 nope all the way along. But when he got to us, we went ahead and we sat down and we shopped, in his case, and sometimes it's more, sometimes it's less, in his case, 28 different lenders. And we found a lender that I was able to tell a story to, and that's
Yep.
and you know that's what I do. I tell
Yes,
stories,
you're
right?
good at
You know, and so I was able to tell a story to and build a picture that went ahead and allowed that lender to write, you know, what amounted to a $460,000 check. And right now, they're in their home. I asked at the closing, it was really cool. At the closing, I looked at his son and I said, so now what? And he looks at me and he says, I'm going to go play in my backyard.
Oh, nice.
Now, if that doesn't ground you, I don't know what
Yeah,
does.
exactly.
So when you have something like that, do they end up paying a little bit higher interest rate then?
No, in his case, actually, I got him a rate at 6.2%.
No kidding.
that's-
Now, and we've got people that are paying 7.2 right now, but the trick is what we do that's different is shopping that rate.
Right.
So I'll get a lender that'll say, yeah, I'll do this at 7%. And then I go to another lender and I say, I got one over here that's willing to do it, knowing that these lenders have to build packages
Yep.
to relieve dollars so
Yep.
they can stay in business and lend more
Okay.
homes. So I'm playing them. Where it's like a game. It's like a
Yep.
big Monopoly game.
And they'll say, well, we can shave a little bit more off of that to
Right.
make this work.
Absolutely.
And, and when I left Capitol Hill, I sold real estate for about 5 years.
Yeah.
And the type of what you're describing is how I had, that was how I thought everybody did it. And I had 2 or 3 loan originators that I would go to, and they would have a smorgasbord of different lenders, not as vast as what you have, but still not just at the bank or at the one particular lender.
Right, and that's it. I mean, the wholesale lending business, what that's really all about is a focus on lending to homes, but you have to remember it's a business, and if they're not lending more homes, they're out of business.
Yep.
Yep.
They need to lend.
They need to lend.
They have to lend, or they'll shut their doors.
That's
Well,
right.
And the
That's
thing
right.
of it is, these interest rates that we're looking at right now,
Yeah.
that people go, oh my God, they're so high.
Yeah.
No, we have been living
Right.
in an artificially low environment
That's
for a
absolutely
long
true.
time
Yeah.
to stimulate the economy.
That's right.
And we were talking about, I'm at 3.14.
Yeah.
Well, that's what car loans used to be.
Yeah.
Right.
The normal loan range, and I can say this because I've got a wife that I've been married 27 years, and I know the mortgage roll way more than I want to know. 6 and 10.
'Cause that's what you-
Between 6 and 10. That's normal. That is normal. Now, when you get past 10, you're getting into the
Well, we were talking about this off screen too. My first condo that I bought in DC, 13%.
Yeah,
but
crazy.
I couldn't qualify for that. I had to buy it down to 9%. So you pay points to buy
Right.
it down.
Yep.
And you can still do that now.
Absolutely, absolutely. That's the neat thing about having a loan originator that is a little bit more agile than the rest, is that there's all kinds of things we can do. And quite frankly, most of my customers are people that have failed someplace else. And they've got a handout, they're going down for the 3rd time, trying to figure out, how do I make this happen? And that's when we reach out and grab them and pull them in. When you think about home ownership, all right, also Pasco and Pinellas County, all right, or Pinellas Pasco County, $435,000 is the median mortgage right now in Pinellas, and Pasco it's $400,000. That's a 20 or 25% increase year over year of your dollars.
Yep.
Home ownership is a good thing to do, but we have a legion of people out there that are making it difficult, and you kind of step in and help.
I mean, we could do a whole segment on this, and we're almost out of
We're
time.
out of time. So how do people get a hold of you?
727-422-1169.
Or
There
call
you
the
go.
chamber, 727-937-6109, and we've got a direct line to you.
All right, so stick around, because we got something to talk about My Chamber TV. How about that? We'll be right back after these messages.
You're my next guest. Hi, welcome back to My Chamber TV. And
Caught me
now
not looking.
I'm in charge.
Uh-oh. Oh, boy.
My next guest is probably somebody who's very familiar to you all.
Bob,
Bob.
he's coming.
Yes, John. Generic.
We're haunted.
It's a 4-letter word.
It's haunted place.
I know.
It's awesome.
You have a new company name.
We do. We went through a rebranding process. And not that we didn't love our brand before, but it was forced upon us. So we figured, you know what, we're gonna have a little fun.
I like it.
We're gonna have a little fun, and we're gonna call it Area 52 Media Group. That's the new company.
And where does the 52 come from?
Well, we're close to 52,
Okay.
and we're in the area of 52.
Okay.
Kind of, but that's not really. We're all geeks and nerds. Or maybe Rob. Rob's. I think Rob is he's our grounding rod. He kind of.
Oh, that's scary.
I know it is, but
And for those of you that don't know, Rob's the one running. this equipment
Rob's the
here.
one that tells us what to do, how we do, and whole 9 yards, and we got to listen to him or he gets cranky.
Or he'll just
Well, I used to
sound
be
off.
back there. I used to be the guy doing that,
I
so
know.
he get cranky. So yeah, we're a bunch of nerdy guys, and I didn't want to be Area 51. That's just too easy.
Okay.
But Area 52 is actually is also a secondary hidden base for the government, and we find it kind of conspiracy theories and aliens and all that kind of stuff. If you notice our little let me see, where is it at? Right here is our new logo, and it's a little alien dude.
Oh, I
Yeah.
see.
Yeah, that is our new logo, and so everything, and there's a new website, area52tv.com.
Yeah, when I saw that, and then your QR codes also look like a little bit of an alien because
Yep.
they're not round.
Nope. They're
love it.
they're ovaled out. So yeah, we changed, and everything's the same. Some programming has been changed, the names and
It's the
stuff.
same except for what's not.
Well, what's not is there's things that are not there anymore. So
Yeah, but you know what? I love the fact that you have continued with Chamber TV.
So My Chamber TV is a product that we came out. That was one of the second products that we came out with. Period.
No kidding.
That was my wife did a show with us called Moving Forward TV.
Okay.
And then we're like, you know what? Because back then I was heavy in the chamber, and I'm like, you know
Yeah,
what?
you were on my board.
Yes, I was on your board
Before me.
Yep, before you. Actually, I was the chairman, so I worked my way all the way
That
up.
explains a lot.
A lot. But I know chambers need the help,
Okay.
right? And I figured, what a better way to get the word out than to have a TV show.
Well, and chambers haven't been particularly good at marketing themselves over the years because it was the community thing to do when you had a
Always
business, you joined
word
the
of mouth.
chamber.
Every chamber, when I first started My Chamber TV, well, we don't need your help because we're word of mouth. Everybody knows who we are. Well, everybody knows who you are, but no one really truly understands the chamber, and they don't.
That's true.
I'm trying not to speak out of turn.
Yeah.
But when you say to people, well, what does the chamber do? I have no idea.
I know people go, well, you do networking. Okay.
Well, no, we're not. But we don't do
just-
networking.
Not just.
No.
I mean, it's people want to do business with people you've eyeballed, that you have a
right.
relationship with. And
Back in the day, if you said a chamber did networking, they would lose their mind.
why?
Because they don't network. Oh my gosh, there's so many. I was part of.
Interesting.
Yeah, they're like, we don't like the word. We don't network. We're not a networking group. I understand that, but they do their.
Didn't like the term.
They do not like the term. So, but now it's okay to say, yeah, we're actually in chamber. We're actually and we're a networking group. Basically, we network.
Well, my last chamber, it was explained to me who had founded it. And it was not, the chamber was about 90 years old in my last chamber on the Eastern Shore of Virginia. And the founder of it got together one day with lunch or after hours or whatever with 5 other businessmen. And they sat around and they talked and they said, we give each other business, but we need to expand who else we want to. Let's form a group that we will exclusively make sure
Right.
we send each other business so that we all can stay in business and we support each other.
Right.
And they started out with 50. They decided to form Eastern Shore of Virginia Chamber of Commerce, and I can remember Charles Russell, he
Yep.
founded it. went to 50 of his best colleagues and said, I want you to be the first member of the chamber. And they all got together and realized that he'd said that to every single one of them, but it started out with 50 guys.
Right.
Who were all going to support each other in business.
Yep.
And it went from there.
And that's the way. See, back in the day, when you said you're part of the chamber, or if you wanted to go find something out about the government, you wouldn't go to the government. You'd go to the chamber, because the chamber had their fingers and their ears to what's going on with that city and the whole 9 yards. Or if I need to be educated on something that's going to affect my business, like taxes or rules, regulations, stuff like that, the chambers always knew. There was a big government side to the chambers. So that's really what they were known for.
They were lobbying as well. The U.S. Chamber, when I was in Washington, the U.S. Chamber was a key endorsement for candidates because it represented business.
Exactly.
And this chamber has not done any kind of lobbying. My previous chamber, we were in the governor's office once a month.
Yeah.
Because he was also from the Eastern Shore of Virginia,
right.
which made a big difference. But the thing that you're going to start seeing us doing is this insurance problem that is in Florida. We are going to be starting to work with other chambers, with the Florida State Chamber, on, we need to get this fixed, you need to hear our voices.
Good luck with that.
When we were Florida has a completely different type of legislature than I've ever worked with. I've never worked in term limits.
We don't even belong to the pool of the United States. We are our own pool. Let's not get into insurance. That gets a whole story. But the reason we started My Chamber TV is to help the chambers get out to the general audience what they actually do.
Yes.
And to me, it was a great way to highlight businesses that are in the chambers, new businesses, old businesses, non-profit, governmental, whatever, and then now they get a voice.
Well, and the chamber is not a building. The chamber is not me.
It's not.
It is a piece of the chamber is the guests we just had
That is
here,
correct.
including you as well. So if I'm on Chamber TV showcasing my members, here's a little piece of our family.
Right.
And that's what we do.
Yep.
That's part of it. Yes, it showcases what type of businesses they have, and they're able to take this and put it on their website or their Facebook page, but it's again showing this is what chambers are. This is another piece of what we do.
Yep.
The segment that I do that talks about what we've got coming up.
Which is coming up next.
I know.
Make sure you got to stay here and watch.
I know.
Because it's
And
good.
it's one of those things because there's always so much going on
Right.
that we can never get through everything, and it's like, you and I could sit here and talk for an hour about why are chambers here.
Yep.
But I have people walk in my front door all the time wanting to know what the chamber does. One of the things I love to say is we also have a TV show as one of your benefits.
Right.
And you can come here, no charge, talk about your business, and I will interview you. That's one of the things that is really a great benefit. They go, what? You have a TV show? Yes, once a month we do a TV show. It's called My Chamber TV. Love to be able to say that because it is so unusual. And I had not seen it until you approached me with it when I first got here. And we weren't quite ready to showcase it. I waited a year until we sort of got our everything together because I knew how important this was. And the fact that I can come in here and talk about we're doing this and we're doing that, and also here's my members. Super.
Yeah. It's positive, and that's why I try to keep it everything. I always want to make sure everything is positive that's on the show. We're not stick up your butt. That's not what we do. We have fun. We joke around. Even with the more serious clients and the guests that we've had on here, we still joke around with them because people don't want to watch serious anymore. We have enough serious on normal television.
I mean, we were laughing about mortgages.
Right? I mean, mortgages, of all the things to be able to laugh about is a mortgage. So, but yeah, so if, look, and this goes out to everybody. If you want to be on the My Chamber TV, if you're Tarpon, or if you're any other chambers, you got to ask them, hey, I want to be on My Chamber TV. And if they don't have My Chamber TV, we opened up a day now that we can actually go and film more chambers.
I heard the rumor that you were going on Tuesdays then, too.
Yeah, we're going to open Tuesdays back up.
Okay. Or anybody can give me a call, and I will really talk to you about what this has done for my members, what this has done for the chamber. It's 727-937-6109. I love this guy. I really do. He
It
understands.
takes a lot to love me. Let me tell you right now, I'm tough.
Yeah, Deland told me.
Yeah, I am tough. I'm.
But you know what you're doing with all
I
this.
do know what I'm doing.
And the thing is, my chamber TV is a valuable tool in my benefits toolbox for me to be able to say, I can showcase your business, you can put this on the website, we can talk about it, and people get nervous about this, and they get here and all of a sudden their 10 minutes is over so quickly.
Well, they want to come in and play with the toys. The toys puts the toys puts everybody at ease.
It does.
Yeah, that's
Anyway.
right. So we'll be right back. I'm going to talk to Miss Jean here and see what's going on at the Tarpon Springs Chamber of Commerce, because you got a lot, and you got a big old trip.
We do.
Oh, we'll be right back. And we are back, and you know what? Now it's the hot seats with Miss Jean.
Yep.
Tarpon Springs Chamber of
Role
Commerce.
reversal.
What? You
Role
guys are knocking
reversal.
out of the. No, yeah, it's my turn now. So, you just got back from a really cool trip.
I did. And that was my trip.
Right in time for a hurricane. Yay. Good for
Yay,
you.
right in time for that trip to Greece was amazing.
So let's talk about that real quick. I know you got other stuff, but I want to talk about that real quick, because I'm very interested.
Well, I came back I spent 9 days in Greece. It is to die for. We've got it on our website. You can pull it up. It's 9 days, the first 3 days in Athens, and then you go to Mykonos and spend a day and an overnight there. You fly over there. Then the next day, after you go half a day in Mykonos, you then take a high-speed ferry for 3 hours through the islands over to Santorini. And you're there for 2 nights and a day and a half.
So did you get to go to all of
Yes.
them?
This was a planning trip. There were
Okay.
13 of me together.
Okay. All right.
Think about that. 13 of me working with
Nope.
the owner of the company who had laid this out. Who had laid this out, and we're all opinionated and seasoned veterans of doing tours with him. But because this is one I'd done China a couple of times. With
Right,
him,
right.
Italy. So when we got in, so he took adjustments from all the stuff that we went through. For instance, we were supposed to take a 5-hour ferry from Athens to Mykonos.
Right.
5 hours is way too long.
Right.
It's weather dependent. And so we said, no, this has got to be a flight. So you have to adjust the price. And he's working on that. And the answer is no, we didn't have to adjust the price.
Nice.
But it's a 45-minute flight over on Aegean Air.
Oh, okay.
And then the high-speed ferry that goes between the islands is exactly what is fun to go do. Then you have a couple of days in Santorini, and then you go back to Athens, fly back,
Right.
and have a couple more days there. The second day is you get on a bus and you go down to Peloponnese. And Peloponnese is very interesting with lots of ruins. I mean, there's ruins everywhere. But
Yeah.
then you go to a couple of tombs, and I mean, fabulous food all the way through. Lots and lots of history. But they don't overwhelm you with it. And that was
Right.
one of the things we worked on too, is there's so much history, your brain gets full. So how do we make it comfortable to be able to have free time and go have some fun as well?
Right.
The pictures are amazing. I came back from that and had a meeting on that Monday in September when I got back with the owner of the company, talking about the trip, had all my pictures up on the screen going through. We had 45 people that came to that.
Wow.
We now have about 15 people that have signed up. 2 of them signed up that night.
Nice.
I'm looking to try to get 50 people. We can take 100.
Right.
But deadline for sign up is December 15th. So we're going to be doing this again, or not this, but we're going to be doing the talk about the trip, get some more details, ask questions on November 7th.
Okay.
So that'll be coming up, and it will be.
It's a Monday night.
It's a Monday night.
Right.
And it'll be at 5:30 at the rec center down in Craig Park. You can call the chamber and get some more information on that. We can send you the form. You've got that in front of you. That trip is just amazing.
It sounds awesome.
That includes airfare. If we get 50 people, that'll include a bus at no extra charge to the airport, and so you wouldn't have to do that. But it includes lunch and breakfast every day. You're on your own for dinner because everybody wants to try different restaurants.
Right, of course.
But there on the left is the Acropolis, and then that canal that is there. We watched people bungee jump off the bridge of that canal. It was crazy.
Yep.
There is the Olympic Stadium, which is the next to the right, and then the one on the extreme right, that is Santorini. And that is all, it's all on a hillside. It's absolutely beautiful.
That's the biggest, when you take pictures of Greece, you either see the ruins, right? Or you see the White House with the blue tops.
Yep. And
that's all you ever see.
Yeah, and the White Houses with the blue tops are throughout the island simply because they're built into a side of a cliff, and it reflects the heat, and it looks, and it's beautiful.
It's gorgeous.
It is absolutely gorgeous.
Absolutely gorgeous.
And in person, it is that gorgeous. But having the ruins with the Acropolis right there, your hotel is at the foot of the hill that you go up to the Acropolis, and they have it lit at night. Rooftop bar and rooftop restaurant on the hotel that you'll be staying in.
Nice.
Everything's 4-star. All side trips are included. This is a complete package for $3,400.
And that's unheard of. Per person.
Per person.
Per person. Let's make sure they understand. Per person.
The reason they can do that is because the Greek government also subsidizes part of this because they look at it as tourism.
Right.
And so they know that we're coming over. They give you just enough to make you want to come back again, which I'm dying to go back again.
Yeah.
But also, they know we'll spend money. And
right.
The shopping, and oh my gosh, it's so inexpensive. And the euro right now is pretty much one-on-one with the dollar.
Is it really?
Is there.
Yeah, normally it was a little bit higher. You were getting not as much with the dollar, but now it's like, yeah, okay, it's time to go.
Yeah, it was good stuff.
So fun.
Good stuff.
But let's talk about you got some thank yous to do, don't you?
We've got some new corporate sponsors that
nice.
Our platinum sponsor is Advent Health. Thank you so much for that. Advent Health is there with us, North Pinellas Advent Health.
Okay.
Silver sponsors, we've got Edward Jones, which is Rich Lindahl. We've got Ameriprise Financial, which is Ann Peterson. And new to that, we have Flagship Bank in Tarpon.
Okay.
And also, Sandbar Architecture is also another new silver sponsor. So
nice.
I'm really excited about this. This is all growing.
Good job.
And they have 86 new members since January.
What?
Yep.
Now, what was your goal?
The goal the board set was 50 for the year after COVID. We hit that in the third week in June.
Right.
So Russ and I looked at each other and said, let's just double it, make it 100 this year. Well, here we are starting October with 86 new members since January. We are growing. Oh my gosh, the activities. There's a new restaurant that's coming on Athens that had a soft opening over the weekend.
Okay.
It's the location of the old Paul Shrimp House.
Oh, yeah, okay.
It's across the street from Risto Bar Venezia, which is another new restaurant there that we had our ambassadors meeting at. We did the ribbon cutting, which is fabulous Italian on Athens Street. Parking can be a little bit of a problem, but if you park around the corner, you can walk through the alley to get there. But the old Paul's Shrimp House is now, it was a Mexican restaurant. They did not make it. It is now Oshi Sushi Hibachi.
Oh, we got a hibachi's downtown.
And it's on Athens, not downtown.
No, yeah, but I mean,
Sponge
when
Docks.
I say downtown, that whole area for me is downtown. I used to live in Tarpon Springs,
Okay.
so you're not out
So
by the hospital, or you're not on the side of the bridge.
We have
That is
hibachi on
awesome.
the Greek sponge docks. The inside of this is absolutely gorgeous. They have gutted it, redone everything. It will be doing the ribbon cutting at the end of the month. It's going to be...
Sounds like an on-location shoot for my chamber TV. I'm just saying.
Oh, maybe we can
Just
arrange
saying.
that.
Just
we
saying.
also have our newest member, our number 86, is Macoma Boutique. I alluded to them last month. Macoma.
Yeah, I remember you saying something about
is
them.
a $5 million business that's been around for about 5 or 6 years, but they are opening in Tarpon. It's a women's boutique, very service oriented. They do everything from XS, extra small, all the way up to triple X. They take a look at what do you like, what is your style, what is your size. Keep that
Right.
in mind when they're out shopping, and it's all on service oriented. It's almost
Oh,
like
they go shopping for you.
sort of.
Kinda.
I mean, they do have the stuff in there, but they also keep in mind if you're part of their club, I guess, is what she's going to do.
Right.
It's not open yet. They're still in the process of getting. But she bought the old pawn shop in the. Or the previous, it was the original Publix
Yeah.
in Tarpon.
Yep.
She bought that and the strip around it and the parking lot. So that's
Wow.
going to be, the old Publix will become the warehouse, and then the other piece of it is going to be the boutique. I'm very excited. This
That's
woman knows
really
what
nice.
she's doing.
Yeah, that's good.
It's super, super, super. We have got,
Boy, I'm looking at your upcoming events. I don't think you have enough time, but let's get them.
oh gosh, if you go to our website,
Yep.
www.tarponsprings.chamber.org. Hit the events button. You'll see all of these. But we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 ribbon cuttings between now and Thanksgiving.
Cool.
Yes, that's new businesses.
That's a lot.
And then we've got October 26th, which is going to be our happy hour. It's a Wednesday from 5 to 8, is at Wine on the Docks. It is Witches, Warlocks, and Wine. It's the second annual Chamber Halloween costume party.
Right.
It's going to be fun. So we've got that. We've got Oktoberfest on October 13th, which is a Friday, the 13th. It is Bahama Mama Tiki Boat ribbon cutting. If you've been to the Tiki boat that's down on the docks, he traded his 1 level into a 2 level. He can now handle about 15 people, and this is the ribbon cutting for his new boat. And it's going to be right there at the marina and at the bar next door, dockside. It's going to be so much fun.
That's awesome.
But we've got all kinds of stuff going on,
Wow.
and we would
We're out
love
of
to
time.
have you there.
So, all right, we'll see everybody next week on My Chamber TV.